Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 8th chapter, Akshara Brahma Yogam, Sloka number 15. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Mamupetya Punarjanma Dukkhalayamashashvatam Napnuvanti Mahatmanaha Samsiddhim Paramam Gataha. In the last satsang, we have completed up to the 15th shloka. In this adhyaya, the purpose of Bhagavan's teaching is to compare and say that how Upasana Yoga is superior than the Karma Yoga. So Gnana Yoga is not coming into the picture, but later, after 20th, 22nd shloka, we can derive from those shlokas the inner meaning, Bhagavan talking about the Gnana Yoga. Not directly, but the purpose is to show the contrast between this Karma Yoga, how Upasana Yoga is superior. From the 5th shloka onwards, Bhagavan started giving the answers to Arjuna's 7 questions. By 14th shloka, the 7th question answer over. Now from 15th shloka onwards, up to 22nd shloka, some incidental side points Bhagavan taking to discussion. In the world, there are 3 types of people. One type of people are majority. Their goal is world is the goal for them. For majority of the people, one category, the world is the goal. And the second category of the people, the goal is the world and plus God. These people will be also less percentage than the worldly oriented people. They are majority. Now the third type of people are whose goal is exclusively the God. Exclusively the God. The first type of people whose goal is only the world, that means most of them are Nastikas. In the second category, they are Astikas, but they give 50% to the Lord and 50% to the world. But the other wise people, the best people, Uttamadhikaris, are they give the 100% importance. Their goal is the Lord, Ishvara. That point only Bhagavan here indirectly talking about. If you keep the world as the goal, what is going to happen? If you keep me as the goal, what you will get? What will happen? fundamentally or basically we are devotees, or we can say fundamentally or basically we are Atma. From Jnana standpoint, if you say Atma or Brahman. From Bhakti standpoint, if you say basically, fundamentally we are devotees. But incidentally, we take up the position of man, woman, husband, all other different roles. But they are all incidental. Whenever you say incidental, they were not there before, they came now, they may disappear also. The roles will change also. That means they are not permanent. Agantukaha, not Shashvatam. Now, to point out this, by selecting me as the goal, hey Arjuna, in 15th Sloka, Bhagavan said, they won't again come into this cycle of samsara or samsara vyadhi, bhava roga, as we saw therefore yesterday in the Guru Gita, bhava roga. Here Bhagavan using the word punarjanma na apnuvanti mahatmanaha. This mahatmanaha word is important. Who are vivekis, who are wise, who knows the impermanence and the finitude in the worldly things, they know. By seeing the world, by seeing the others, they learned. So they are Mahatmanaha. That means who knows what to choose in the life, what to give it up. Who knows that what is Shreyas and what is Preyas. Who knows what is the Hitam for them and rather than the Priyam. So Mahatmanaha Mamupetya Punarjanma na apnuvanti. If they choose me and if they realize me, if they come to me, then they never again fall in this cycle of birth and death, Punarjanma. So what? By coming into the world and taking the birth, so what? We'll enjoy and we'll suffer and go it like that. No. Again here, fundamentally, basically, Janma means you are coming into the Dukkhalayam. That is a very important word. Here, the misery is very much Pratishtha. Alayam only we say when we did the Prana Pratishtha and installed the Lord. But in this world, if you are born means you have come into this relative world means it is a full of miseries, a treasure house of the misery. But generally people won't accept that. They won't understand. They think that no, we get some pleasure also, happiness is there. That happiness, pleasure is again incidental. But majorly, it is full of dukkham, misery. That's why Bhagavan used that word, punarjanma means you are entering into the dukkhalayam. You are telling that pleasures are there, some happiness comes in the world. Even those happiness and pleasure, if you feel like that you are getting, but they are finite. Ashashvetam, another word. Dukkhalayam and ashashvatam. Nothing is permanent here. Everything you have to lose one day. How much they are close to you, the relations, the possessions, everything, including your body, you have to leave it and go. Or before you leave, they leave you. Either way. Can't you see that in this world? Then what is the purpose of this coming into this world? If you ask like that, then I will tell you. Only through this instrument, knowing that you are beyond this relative existence, you are the absolute Parabrahma. If you are not able to accept that you are the Parabrahma, absolute Atma, then you look at me and take me as your role model, as the goal. So that's why Bhagavan says Mam upetya. But indirectly that Mam refers to every one of us, me. By knowing me as I am really, my ignorance goes. Once if the ignorance goes, I am free from the samsara. So, mam upetya. Here, dukkhalayam asashvatam punarjanma na apnuvanti. So, apnuvanti, they never again get. This getting or reaching me, upetya, mam upetya, by coming to me, having attained me. This attaining or reaching, all these words are, we have to correctly understand that knowing itself is attaining. Knowing itself is going. There is no any separate going and attaining after that, nothing. Knowing, you know it, that's it. That's why knowing is being. So in this way, they are attaining this Mahatmanaha Paramam Gata Samsiddhim. What has to be accomplished through this instrument of the body? That they accomplished. Samsiddhim. Paramam Samsiddhim. There is nothing more than that, other than that, apart from that, to attain or acquiring. Just that knowing itself is enough. So, that ultimate accomplishment, we say Purusharthas. Even Purusharthas are four. As we bifurcated in the beginning now, three types of people. All these, many goals are there, sir. There are millions of people, million goals. All together, we categorized into three. But who is the best in this? Okay, better this Bhakta and plus worldly person. Materialistically, religious person is good only. Because one day or other, there is a chance for him to come to choose only exclusively the God. Nastika, there is no possibility at all. So being a Astika is much better than being as a Nastika. Same way here, Dharma, Artha, Kama, all three comes under the relativity only. If you take these four Purusharthas, we can divide into two. First three people, those who are all, choose that. And in that, the Dharma, some omit. They want only Artha and Kama. They are the most materialistic people. And those who have Dharma, Artha, Kama, they are only the mediocres, we say. But basically only either relativity or absolute moksha. That's why two goals we can say, or three goals we can say. Entire humanity, we can divide it into either two categories or three categories. So this is the meaning of this shloka, which we have seen already in the last class. Now the next shloka, 16th shloka. Abrahma bhuvanan lokaha punaravartinorjuna mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Why you are so much emphasizing that who attains me, who comes to me? Apart from you, nobody is there permanent in this world. Nothing is there. If you have such a question, listen, I will tell you. Generally, people will think that more the higher the world, according to Puranas, or more you are a richest person in the world, or more you are a beautiful person in the world, something like that. So what? Whether you are Miss Universe or Miss India or Mr. Universe, so what? Or you are rich, one of the richest persons in the world. You have your own aircraft, which is very, very costliest people are having. Whatever you say, why I am giving these examples, because we see that only here. About the other lokas, upper lokas, Swargam, we are just listening like a cock and bull story that who knows that. Nobody has not visited and come back and told. Just now I saw yesterday. Yesterday I went to America, New York. Like that no one can show you photo. I took the photo with the Apsarasa. No. That's why I told these examples. Anyhow, according to Shastra, Bhagavan Krishna is telling, what Shastras describe that 14 worlds we saw in the Bhagavata Mahapurana, all upper 7 lokas, lower 7 lokas. In that, the topmost and the supreme world is the Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka. Why Bhagavan didn't say Vaikuntha here? All Vaishnavites and the Vishnu Bhaktas and Vishnu Purana, all they talk about the Vaikuntha, Paramapadam. But if that Lord Krishna, that Lord Vishnu, Narayana has taken the avatar of the Krishna, instead of saying that Paramapadam or the Swargalokam, why Lord referring to the Brahmaloka here? Brahma. Brahma Bhuvanam. Bhuvanam means where the living beings, some kind of living beings. Because there are categories, no? Here we see lot of different living beings. So like that higher beings are there. So where beings, living beings live, that is called Bhuvanam. Now if you take that the highest loka is the Brahma Loka, even that Brahma Loka also a Ashashvatam. If you go to Brahma Loka also, according to this word meaning, Brahma Bhuvanan Lokaha, Brahmana up to the Brahma Loka, if at all you attain and you reach and go, but you have to come back again. Punaravartinaha Arjuna. Here Punaravartinaha means, sir, you said in this chapter itself, whoever do the upasana and reaches the Brahmaloka, he will go through the Krama Mukti and gain the knowledge. But you remember what we said? Not just a upasana, nishkama upasana. If you have any desire and want to go to Brahmaloka, see, Hiranyakashipu did the tapas on Brahmaji. And ultimately, Brahmaji, there is no any choice. He has just to give the all boons. But what happened? So, so don't get the doubt. Niskama Upasaka only goes to Kramamukti, Brahmaloka and attend the class and go to the, reach the, again there also he has to reach the Ishvara. Because Brahmaji is not Ishvara, ultimate. Or if you take in this way, Brahmaji life also have got the end. Brahmaloka also has got the end. Even science says one day this sun also will explode. Nova, supernova. Because sun also comes under a one kind of star. Every star has to explode, but not immediately. We need not worry. Sir, sun is going to explode. No, not now. Our Jyotish Shastra, astrology, they all say, after many millions of years, okay, I am going to live only 100 years with great difficulty. Anyhow, that Brahmaloka, topmost loka, even that also has got ashashvatam, time bound, space bound. When you say Brahmaloka is there, space bound, comes under the influence of the desha. And there is also one end of the Brahmaji's life. His post, he has to vacate that post. But in the relative world, Brahmaji's lifespan is the so big lifespan. And Brahmalokam is considered as the topmost loka. So in this way, even the Puranas and Shastra says, but remember Arjuna, you have to come back only. Come back means if at all sakama, upasana or by something if you do and go to Brahmaloka. Going to Brahmaloka means what? Hiranyakashipu did tapas and brought the Brahmaji down. I am not going, you come down. He has come. But after seeing the Brahma, after asking all the things and keeping all the worlds under his control, finally, how the life got end. So this is the way the entire relative world functions. So whether you go to America, whether you go to Switzerland, whether you are a richest person, whatever may be, my dear, everything has got dukkha mishritatvam, bandhakatvam and agamapayatvam, atruptikaratvam. Here we need to recollect that points which we have discussed long ago in some other context. This is the reason dukkhalayam asashvatam I am telling. They have got the dukkha mishritatvam. While telling about the dukkha mishritatvam, Shastra divides arjana dukkham, rakshana dukkham and veya dukkham. While To getting, you have to struggle. There is a strain. And after that, taking security and protecting that, there is a pain. And again, if you lose and spend also, there is a pain. So dukkha mishritatvam. And they create the bondage, attachment to you, bandhakatvam. And whatever you get, still, but you will have a dissatisfaction only, atruptikaratvam. So generally people, if you ask that a richest person, you ask, for example, hey, you are the richest person, how lucky you are and all that. He says that the people are all calling him as the richest person, but he says, I am not like a Bill Gates. I am not like Anil Ambani. So where is the limitation? Atruptikaratvam is there. No, sir. We are just upper middle class people. What? 5 cars are there, 5 bungalows are there, 5 dogs are also there. But still he says we are upper Sundar. He tells all that. Upper middle class. Atrupti. So, unless you recognize the absolute, there is no end for this dissatisfaction. So, Rakshana, Shanti, Sukham comes only by recognizing the absolute. These are all inputs I am giving in between because we are basically Vedantic students. We want to derive the Vedanta from these points. So Bhagavan, after telling that, again the same words, Mamupetya, hey Kaunteya, are you listening? Are you able to understand, my dear? Hey Kaunteya, Arjuna, Mamupetya, Punarjanma na vidyate. I am promising you. He told already the same line in the previous shloka. But here again, by knowing me, by attaining me, there is no more ignorance, therefore there is no samsara. Therefore there is no dukkha. When? Right now, if you recognize here and now. Regarding this relativity, in Kathopanishad, the small boy, Nachiketa says that Vittena na tarpaniyo manushyaha. How much amount of vittam the human beings, they never get satisfied. To prove this, and Abrahma Bhuvanan Lokan Punaravartino Arjuna means you have to come again to the miserable world only. Okay? Where is misery is not there, where is competition is not there, where is jealousy is not there. Maybe many stories we don't know about the Brahmaloka. Maybe that is much disciplined classroom place, I think. But up to the other Swarga, we know very well. Bhagavata Puranam, other Puranas all talks about that stories. For example, Rishabhadev in Bharatam, we consider as the avatar of the Lord. He lived for 10,000 years, ruled the country, and then he had got 100 children, and finally he renounced everything and handed over the whole kingdom to the eldest son Bharata. That's why our country got the name of the Bharata Varsha later. And that Bharata, Rishabhadeva, just went into the forests of the Konkani, Goa side, and entered into the forest fire and left his body. Another example about the Yayati. Yayati example, the name comes in Bhagavatam, but the real story comes in the Mahabharatam. Clearly explained that Yayati also lived for so many years, because the time scale of those yugas and the people, they live for long time. Okay, that's why the Ashashvatam word, even 10,000 years, even 25,000 years. Dasharatha lived 60,000 years, Rama lived 11,000 years. And that Yayati enjoyed as a king all the pleasures, sensual pleasures, but he is not happy, not satisfied, atruptikaratvam, and his age is so much. Then he met one rishi, or he prayed, or whatever, maybe the rishi gave one boon to him. If anybody can give their youth to you, you can again be young and again enjoy. Because vaisigate kaha kama vikaraha. If you are old, body, all these things, you cannot enjoy. Youth is required. So that varam is there. Then he started asking, when he became very old, now whom I will ask, I will get the yavanam. He tried with so many people, nobody has not given. Ultimately, he asked his own sons. And in that, one son accepted to give his youth. Others say, no, nothing doing. What a man you are. Go. But one son accepted. He gave his youth to his father. And then Yayati started enjoying the life again. Another few hundreds of thousands years. But what story says ultimately? Either in the Rishabhadeva's life 10,000, or here also maybe approximately thousands of years, Yayati. Finally, he got Vairagya and went to the forest and did the tapas and merged with the Lord. If that is the case, why can't you do right now? Why can't you do right now? Why you make the others to suffer and torture them? See, ultimately, Vairagya. It comes. So that's why Abrahma bhunan lokaha punaravartino jana. But mamupetyato kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. By saying twice in the previous sloka and here Bhagavan promising. This is truth. Then 17th shloka. सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रिं युगसहस्रान्ताम् ते होरात्रविदो जनाः. In the 17th shloka, to support his view of Abrahma bhuvanan lokaha punaravartino Arjuna, you know why I am telling like that? Listen, even Brahmaji's life, Brahmaji's lifespan, Brahma loka, that is also a relative world. One day that also get dissolved or destroyed. This is what is the story. Now, to make you to understand this, I will tell you in detail. You know, the wise people, janaha, which janaha? Not ordinary people, the wise people who studied the time scale of these yugas and the different gods, Shastra describes. We ourselves studied in Bhagavata. So who well studied about this time scale, and they know about the what is the meaning of the day, what is the meaning of the night, and this day and night differs from the Manushya to Pitru, Pitru to Devas, Devas to like that. All that who studied, who listened from the Shastra, they know what? Bhagavan giving the description like this. Brahmanaha ahaha yad. The Brahmajis, we are talking about the Brahmaloka only, no? So the Brahmajis, one day, not full day, one day time, it consists of 1,000 Chaturyugas. It consists of 1,000 Chaturyugas. Here Chatur word is not used, but we have to understand that Sahasra Yuga means Sahasra Chaturyuga. First you must know what is Yuga, then only Chaturyuga. Let us recollect what you heard in the Bhagavata. There are 4 yugas. What is yugam? A time scale which talks about this particular, that period of time has got this much length. So like that Shastra wise people discovered and they described. So 4 yugas are there. In this, each yuga's time scale, the span of it is different. Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years. How many? 4,32,000 years. Now in this, according to English calendar, only 2024. Only 2000 only got over. Okay, 25. Or if you take according to the Bhagavata Mahapurana and all that, 5,500 years. Where is 5,500 years or 2025 years? And where is 4,32,000? In even 32,000 we have not yet come. Okay? This is the time scale of the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga. In children's camp, when I am talking about the Bhagavata, one point came. Unfortunately, you can't understand Telugu, so we may not listen it. That point, why Lord Krishna took the birth in the end of the Dwapara Yuga? Only 125 years. The moment he left the body, Kali Yuga started. And big war took place and so many died, and then there Paritranaya Sadhunam, all that he told in the Gita, everything. Okay? Dharma Samsthapanarthaya. Are he able to establish the Dharma totally? He cannot, because now immediately after his life, Kali Yuga started. And in Kali Yuga, Dharma will walk on the only one leg. So Ishvara also can't do anything. Then why he says like that, Paritranaya Sadhunam, and all these things are there, promising and all. And he lived only 125 years. I told them, I didn't tell so deeply like this because they should not get confused. But as just to give a positive, now here if you see, it is a negative aspect looks like. How much adharma is there? The moment Kali Yuga started, all the problems, and then, particularly Bharatavarsha, Una, Shekuna, Mughals, these Greeks, all are keep on coming and started destroyed everything. Sanatana Dharma has gone so down. The purpose is, this is the positive approach. Even it is a Kali Yuga, whatever. In again Kali Yuga, Bhagavata says that he is going to take the Kalki Avatara at the end of the Kali Yuga. What is the use? Funny question, no? I got this question. The purpose use is this. Krishna Avatara, only 125 years in the Dwapara Yuga, is meant for a good dharmic people, devotees in Kali Yuga. Otherwise, in Kali Yuga, if there is no any strong support and hold and teaching, people, good people, dharmic people, they suffer only for their sake, that avatar, that Krishna Rupam for their sake. The teaching of Bhagavad Gita is for us, for our sake. Forget about the Kali Yuga, adharma will increase only on one leg. So what? But here also, we are all jivas. Because of ignorance we born. We want to escape now. No, the way should be shown. Strong support should be given. That's why Krishna Avatara. Such a powerful avatara. Full-fledged avatara, Purna avatara. How many become great devotees? How many gained the Gnanam through Bhagavad Gita? So I think that is the reason. Otherwise it's redundant. Okay, anyhow, that is side point. We are talking about the 4,32,000 years. Now Dwapara Yuga, just make it double. You calculate. Then Treta Yuga, again make it double, means whatever is Kali Yuga calculation, double. Whatever Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga is triple. And whatever is Kali Yuga time, Satya Yuga is 4 times you multiply. Okay? That all calculation. Now, in this way, if all this, the final 4 yugas that I will tell you, 43 lakhs 20,000. First what we said, 44 lakhs 32,000. Put one more zero, that's it. Then what will happen? This becomes 3 comes this side, 43 lakhs 20,000 years, one Chaturayugam. And that Chaturayugam, one, like that, 1,000 Chaturayugams. If you have interest, struggle with the calculator. Like this, 1,000 Chaturayugams. If 1,000 Chaturayugams like this goes, Brahmaji's day, Pagal, gets over. Not only that, another 1,000 Chaturayugas, Brahmaji's night. That is what here says. Sahasra Yuga Pariyantam. Ahaha. Ahaha means Pagal. Yad Brahmanaha. Who knows that the Brahmaji's the daytime is 1,000 Chaturayugas, and in the same way, Ratri again Yuga Sahasra Pariyantam. Yuga Sahasrantam. In this way, 2,000 Chaturayugas if completes, Brahmaji's in calendar 1 page will be tear off. 1 day. Pagal, 1 day and 1 night together, 1 calendar day. Sir, unbelievable. Don't believe. Who said? But Shastra says, Krishna says. Who knows in this way? Then, so okay, so what? Some calculation we are telling, all this. In this way, Brahmaji lives for 100 years. And now he is completed his 50th year. And 51st year is going on. In the 51st year, now 28th Kali Yuga has over. Head reeling, Swami. That's why in the Sankalpa, all this thing, Dvitiya Parardhe, in this Dvitiya Parardham, Brahmaji's 100 year, they divided it to first Parardha and second Parardha. First 50 years and second 50 years. Now, in the 50th year is over, 51st year, the first day is not yet completed. Pagal, not yet. It keep going on. And Dvitiya Parardhe, Sweta Varaha Kalpe. First, actually, Brahma Kalpa, they say, now Sweta Varaha Kalpa. Then Padma Kalpa, there are Kalpas are there, Manus are there, 14 Manvantras, and each Manvantra has got this much cycle. Approximately 14 Manus lifespan goes also like this 1000-year Chaturyugas. More details we saw in the Bhagavata. So altogether, Svetavaraha Kalpe, Vaivashvata Manvantare, Kaliyuge, Ashtavimshati Kaliyuge. The Sankalpa calendar, our Jyotish Shastram tells very clearly. Everything mentioned. Anyhow, Bhagavan's purpose here talking about it is, so this much lifespan, this much time. But you know that also 100 years, then Brahmaji post, he has to vacate. He has to vacate. That means it is also temporary post only. Then for him also, if he want to get out of this relativity, he has to merge in the Ishvara. He has to merge with the Ishvara only. But in between what is happening? In between what is happening? Happening. Day and night. No. It is going on. Avyaktadvyaktayas sarvaha. Prabhavantyah ragame. Ratyagame praliyante. Tatraiva vyakta sangnake. Now, in this Brahmaji's the day and night, when it is going on like that, the entire creation, all devatas, jivas, stavaram, jangamam, moving, movable, immovable, pranis, everything, moon, sun, stars, 14 words, everything becomes unmanifest. And in that night of the Brahmaji, everything goes into unmanifest, avyaktam. From that avyaktam, again, when Brahmaji wakes up after 1000 Chaturyugas, again everything come into manifestation. To understand this, very simple, what is happening for us when you go to sleep? For you, for individual, if I go to sleep, the entire my relations, possessions, time, space, objects, the entire world is becoming avyaktam, unmanifest. But when it happens at the individual level, it is called layam. When it happens in the total level, samashti, macro, this is veshti micro. Veshti micro level, it is called layam. In Brahmaji's time scale, when you talk about the samashti, it is called pralayam. In that pralayam time, just like in our sleep, tell me where it is going. Deep sleep, nothing is there. Everything is become unmanifest, become avyaktam. That means it gone into the potential state. Then when again you wake up, the day starts, the mind projects. When the mind projects, everything becomes Vyaktam, manifest. That means Srishti never happened. Srishti never happened because whatever is we call and say as a Srishti in Upanishads or anywhere, it is only talking about the manifest, unmanifest. That means this world is ever present or the world is never present. But when it becomes manifest and become unmanifest, who knows that? Who is there to know the manifest and unmanifest also? That unchanging Kutastha principle is Brahman. Recognize that. That Brahman Kutastha is you. Nobody else. Knowing this, I am the Brahman Kutastha, unchanging and Shashvatam. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Recognizing this is called Gnanam. Recognizing this is called Mukti. Recognizing this is called Moksham. That's it. Nothing else. But this much directly, Krishna also not telling. Upanishad also don't say this much like this. But you have to understand that who teaches about Gita, who teaches Upanishad, who teaches that Guru explains to you. Otherwise, we cannot understand. We can't know it. So in this way, this entire Namarupa Jagat, if you see, this is Avyakta and Sarvaha Prabhavanti Haragame. Again, when day comes, they all will come. When again Ratri Agame, Praliyante. But Tatra Eva Avyakta Sangnike, that word already I explained now to you. Even the Avyakta time, there is a consciousness. Consciousness is not under this influence of the either manifest or unmanifest. Now again come back to our sleep and dream also. Dream is a little bit easier to understand. So I enter into dream, I project the dream, I become the dreamer, the projector itself is become the projected. Projected and projector and all are one and the same, nothing else is there. But after the dream over, or when I wake up, where the dream has gone? But it is there in the memory, remember. Being it is there in the memory, or take the deep sleep also, side by side. When I sleep, everything is become avyaktam. The purpose of this sloka is to tell something more deeper. When I wake up and I remember yesterday's everything. Nobody is not generally forgetting. I remember my house, I remember my wife, I remember my name, my work and everything. And last class what sloka I completed, I remembered. That's why after 1 month again I came back and talking about the 15th sloka. So, which are all gone to the unmanifest, they only come into the manifest. Now, in this way, either a dream or a waking world and sleep, how many times, how many dreams has come, how many times, how many again waking states has come. Now, in these three Jagra Swapna Sushuptishu Sputadara Ya Samvidujrumbate Ya Brahmadi Pipili Kanta Tanusho Prota Jagat Sakshini. We want that. We want that teaching of the Manisha Panchakam of Shankara. Recognizing that. That recognizing that only, not Bhagavan telling here directly, is just adding some inputs of some words. Tatra eva avyakta sangnake. Even that avyakta state there, that is called avyakta state, that's why. But that avyakta state, the unchanging principle consciousness is there. That point is not told in this sloka. Now it continues again until 20. Now, exactly similar to this sloka, this Vyakta, Avyakta, in second chapter itself, Bhagavan told that Avyaktadini bhutani Vyakta madhyani bharata Avyakta nidhananyeva Tatraka paridevana. They are all avyaktam, and then again Avyaktadini bhutani. Before they were not there, and in between they are appearing, and again they disappear. If that is the case, what is the need of grieving and worrying, hey Arjuna? Tatra ka paridevana? Why you are so much obsessed by this? So every Ajnani Jiva is obsessed by this, because they are not permanent. That's why in Mandukya and Ashtavakra we went so deeply. As like dream, the waking also. Unless otherwise you equate these two and negate, you cannot realize the absolute. You cannot hold on to the absolute. So, what happened afterwards? Now here, 19th shloka. Bhutagramassa evayam Bhutva bhutva praliyate Ratriagame vashah pardha Prabhavantyah ragame. So in that manifest and in unmanifest time, Ratri, night and day, this Bhutagramaha means all the movable, immovable pranis, jivas and whatever structures, everything. Sayevayam, all those jivas only. We are talking here about the Brahmaji's night. Pralayam came. In that Pralayam time, if you are already living, suppose Brahmaji's Pralayam came today. The entire, everybody, all Devatas, Jivas, everybody has to merge into the Brahmaji. Again, think about your sleep only. My Ishta Devata, my Ishta love, my Ishta Bharya, anything, everything is merged. Everything in me. Again, tomorrow they all take the avatar. My Krishna, my puja room, all that. Now, what is the truth? Who comes and appears and disappears, that is truth, or who knows this appearance and disappearance, is the truth? You think. So here Bhagavan says, in Brahmaji's night, Pralayam, all the Bhutagramas, they only all again which are gone into him, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. Everything, all of them are gets dissolved into the Brahmaji. And again, morning means after 1000 Chaturyugas. When he wakes up, those same jivas are all only again they will come back. Okay? Ratragame avashaha. Avashaha means helplessly. Helplessly, all of them will get dissolved and all of them has to come again out. Now here, this helpless word you apply to you. See, today night, with great effort or something or medicine, maybe one day, 1 or 2 days like that, something you can change. Today night I am not sleeping. But generally, can you stop the sleep? Not even in the satsanga, we cannot stop it. Cannot stop. Then tell me, can you stop your dreams? Can you stop again tomorrow morning the waking world? How much you are gnani, how much you are big bhakta? Nothing doing. Because that relativity word Prakruti functions in its own way. Then what to do? Keep yourself away. Mame vaye prapadyante mayame tam tarandite. Don't poke your nose and experiment this and that. Which is not there you want to experiment? Which is not there you want to explore it? What you want to explore? Explore about your dream. Or explore about your deep sleep. If you can't do exploration and something invention in the dream and sleep, why you are struggling to do some exploration and discover this and that in the waking? Asakya anushtanam. Impossible task. Drop it. No need. No need. And so by saying this sloka, the actual inner real meaning is what? The same jivas are all coming. Unless you completely disown your karma, unless you attain your real essential nature's gnanam, you cannot escape this suffering. That will continue. That's why I told you, you cannot avoid, stop the dream, you cannot stop the sleep, you cannot stop the again world waking. Yogi, 10 days he sat. So what? Then after 11th day, again he came back to the world or not? No, with more willpower and all that, I want to make Jiva Samadhi. So what? Why you do all that? That's why Jiva Samadhi, this Samadhi, Anda Samadhi, Pranayamam, Yoga are nothing to do with the Gnanam. They are nowhere near to the Gnanam. Gnanam is in spite of all this, you separate yourself. Claim that, only claim that you are the absolute truth of this entire relative world. Don't give any chance or way for again mind to think and means some doubt. Why the doubt comes? This teaching not heard properly, not taken it as it is. That's why. So unless otherwise you take this teaching exactly as it is, sincerely absorb, then you are liberated. Shankara writes some 4 important points while writing Bhashyam about this shloka. That points I will tell you in the next class. So ultimately, one Tamil thing I say and conclude. Okay, you may don't like it, but that is the fact. Okay. வீடு வரை உறவு, வீதி வரை மனைவி, காடு வரை பிள்ளை, கடைசி வரும் யாரோ. Why that question yaro? If you choose the truth and the Lord, Ishvara, kadasi varai kadavul. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om. That's it.